In a world torn apart by war and political intrigue, Final Fantasy VI follows a group of rebels known as the Returners as they strive to free their world from the grip of the tyrannical Gestalian Empire. From noble samurais and rogue treasure hunters to half-human hybrids and mysterious mimics, the characters of Final Fantasy VI embody a range of archetypes and complexities, which are going to enrich your journey and have a lasting impact for, 30 years now, really, since the game first came out. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be ranking every playable character in Final Fantasy VI, and there's going to be a few curveballs in here, so I hope you look forward to the list. It's going to be fun. Before we get to that, don't forget to like and subscribe, because 90% of the people that watch my channel are not currently subscribed, so let's try and change that. And leave a comment down below. Let me know if you agree with the list or where you would rank your favorite characters. Let's go. Okay, coming in at number 15, probably not much of a surprise to some of you out there, is going to be Umaro. Umaro is one of two optional characters in the game who can be recruited during the World of Ruin portion of the game. To bring him into the party, players must visit Narsh, then defeat the Tritok Esper, the one that was featured at the beginning of the game, and enter Umaro's cave with Mog in your party. Now, in battle, Umaro cannot be controlled directly by you and acts by himself, always in a berserk state. So this means he uses exclusively powerful physical attacks. So if you want to add an unpredictable powerhouse to your team, by all means, but I generally don't really use him in my main party though. Next up at number 14 is going to be Strago, the blue mage of the game. Strago is a descendant of the warriors who survived the War of the Magi. He lives alongside his granddaughter Relm in the town of Tamasa, where he and Relm join the main characters in their quest against the Empire and later against Kefka. Now, in battle, Strago's lore abilities set him apart because he can learn a wide range of enemy spells, making him adaptable to various combat situations. The abilities that he has are acquired by witnessing enemies use them. Yes, again, blue mage. I think he's cool in terms of story, but again, just another character that I really don't use in my main party very often. And having just mentioned Relm before, we have Relm again at number 13. Relm is best known for her vibrant and spirited personality as the granddaughter of Strago. Her unique ability, Sketch, allows her to draw portraits of enemies and use their abilities against them, making her a creative asset in battle. Later in the game, she gains the Control ability, which lets her take control of enemies to use their skills more strategically. So between Control and Sketch, it really just gives you a unique twist on combat encounters. It's kind of cool. Relm's backstory includes a mysterious connection to another main character, Shadow, who is more or less revealed to be her father. This surprising family connection adds a lot of depth to a character that, unfortunately, I don't really use. I don't know about you, but again, she just never really makes my main party. Rightio, coming in at number 12 is Mog. Mog is encountered early in the game when he helps Terra and Locke escape from a sticky situation in the Narsh mines. Later, Mog can be recruited acting as like the Geomancer or the Dancer with his move Dance, which allows him to perform various dances that call upon the power of nature to produce a range of effects. Each dance has different abilities, including offensive attacks, healing spells, status effects, stuff like that. These dances are learned by fighting in different types of terrain, making Mog's skill set quite diverse and adaptable. Cool character, but again, one that I just really never use. Number 11, we have a funny one, at least in my opinion anyway, with Gao. Gao is a funny one. I mean, in the scene where Gao meets Sabin and Cyan, I laugh every time. Mr. Thou, 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 thou. Yeah, so good. It's so funny. Gao is a wild, feral boy who was raised in the Veldt after being abandoned by his father. He can learn enemy abilities through his unique Rage command, which he acquires by leaping into battles onto the Veldt and returning with new powers later on. Gao's combat style is pretty cool thanks to the wide range of abilities he can learn. I'd say if you can invest just a bit of time getting some of his abilities, he can make some of the tougher battles in the game just a little bit easier. But again, never quite makes the spot for my main party. Making the number 10 spot is going to be the commander of the only airship in the game until you get a second one, Setzer. Setzer is the legendary gambler and airship pilot, probably best known for being flamboyant and adventurous. He joins the party after being convinced to help in a fight against the Empire. Of course, the climax of the iconic opera scene, more or less. Setzer's love for freedom and high-stakes gambling reflects his risk-taking nature, making him an interesting character, but one that really never left a great impression on me. I felt like he was there as a plot point to obtain not one, but two of the airships in the game. If we were ever to get a remake, I'd actually love to see more of Setzer, and interestingly enough, he's the only Final Fantasy VI character to appear in a Kingdom Hearts game. Okay, number 9. I know this is going to be a little bit wild here, having this character maybe this high for some of you, but I just think, you know what? I like it, so we're going to roll with Gogo at number 9. Gogo is a mysterious masked character known as the Mimic of the game. Found in the belly of the Zone Eater, Gogo joins the party as an optional character in the World of Ruin. Gogo's unique ability is Mimic, allowing the last action performed by any party member to be replicated without expending any resources, and can also equip a wide range of commands, which, to be honest with you, is my secret weapon for Kefka's Tower. making Gogo pretty much like a Sabin 2.0. I've said this many times on my channel before, but it's just my favorite strategy. The true identity and the origin of Gogo remains a mystery. There's a few fan theories, of course, but they're fun to explore and nothing's ever been confirmed, so maybe we'll know one day. Okay, get ready for another curveball here because I bet a lot of you aren't actually expecting this one. Number 8, we have General Leo. So yeah, this one is a bit of a twist here, but it makes sense because Leo is a playable character even just for a brief time. General Leo Christoph is a highly respected and honorable member of the Gestalian Empire. Unlike other Imperial officers, he's known for his integrity and sense of justice and compassion, often questioning the Empire's cruel methods. So he's quite quick to earn your respect in his brief appearances in the game, but Leo's tragic death at the hands of Kefka marks a significant and emotional turning point in the story, highlighting the stark contrast between his nobility and the Empire's corruption. It's a shame that his existence is used as such a pivotal plot point, but Leo's very short appearance is one that is bound to have a lasting impact. And I think it just goes to show that even a minor character like this can actually have a lot more depth than some of the other main characters in your party. Case in point, Leo at number 8. Okay, number 7, we have our thief of the game, treasure hunter with Locke. Ah yes, now we're getting good. Locke is our resident thief. Treasure hunter. He's driven by a desire to protect others, particularly after the loss of his beloved Rachel. Locke's backstory is deeply tied to his guilt and longing for redemption, which motivates him to fight against the oppressive rule of the Gestalian Empire. He joins the Returners and becomes a key member in their efforts to oppose the Empire. Now, Locke's story really is profound. You don't learn a lot of this until much later in the game. He's more or less searching for a way to revive Rachel, which ends up being the Phoenix Magicite. It's quite an emotionally charged scene when it happens, but eventually I think he gives his heart to Celes. It's never officially spelled out for you or confirmed, but I think it's more so heavily implied, making it very interesting regardless. Number 6, we have Terra. Terra is arguably the main character of the World of Balance portion of the game, as the story more or less revolves around her character arc. She's unique in the fact that she's a half-human, half-Esper hybrid, initially under the control of the Gestalian Empire. Terra grapples with her identity and struggles to reconcile her human emotions with her Esper powers. As the story progresses, Terra becomes a pivotal figure in the fight against the Empire, ultimately embracing her identity and leading the charge against Kefka. Her journey is characterized by self-discovery, compassion, and resilience, making her one of the most beloved characters in the Final Fantasy series. It's interesting to see her battle with who she is and what she's doing and her why overall, and how she embraces and accepts her place in the World of Ruin portion of the game by helping the children in the orphanage in the town of Mobliz. Hey, before we get any further, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like I said earlier, over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So if you like Final Fantasy content, JRPG content on a weekly basis, I'd love to see you around here more often. Anyway, on to number 5. Okay, number 5 is going to be one of my favorite characters in the game here. It's going to be Shadow. Shadow is a mysterious assassin who would slit his mama's throat for a nickel. Unfortunately, a line that only appears in the original Super Nintendo version. Shadow was originally a thief named Clyde. He and his partner Barum pulled off a huge train heist. Barum was badly injured while fleeing the authorities. Barum begged Clyde to finish him off, but Clyde refused and left Barum behind. This has been a source of a lot of guilt for Shadow. Haunted by his decision, he moved to Tomasa, met somebody, fathered Realm, and later on he fled the town to avoid either the authorities or somebody catching up to him. I don't think it's ever really properly described. He is also followed by his dog, Interceptor. This is why during the events of Final Fantasy VI, Interceptor reacts well to Realm and Shadow only. And this is why Shadow is the only character besides Realm who can wear the Memento ring accessory, since, it's kind of his memento too. So I guess since he was trying to flee from everything, he put his past behind him and adopted the name Shadow. Shadow's presence in the game adds mystery and complexity into the narrative, with his past and allegiances remaining a subject of intrigue throughout the story. Okay, side note quickly, because I'm here and it's relevant to Shadow's story. One fan theory is that Barum is actually Kefka. After being left to die by Clyde, a wounded Barum is captured by the Empire. He's taken in and used as a guinea pig for the Magicite experiment. Now this would explain why Shadow spies on Kefka at the Doma camp, and why he arrives at the last second on the floating continent escape. Maybe he was trying to talk some sense out of Kefka before leaving. What do you think? Okay, number 4 is going to be Celes. Initially introduced as a high-ranking Imperial general under Emperor Gestal's command, Celes is later revealed to be a key member of the Returners. Her loyalty and morality are tested as she grapples with her past allegiances and struggles to find her place in the world. Her story arc is marked by themes of redemption, love, and resilience, culminating in her pivotal role against the battle against Kefka. I like that she is arguably the main character of the second half of the game, going from an Imperial plant meant to betray the party to all alone in the world of ruin, even contemplating her own life if certain conditions are met. It's incredibly powerful stuff. I think Celes' way of thinking changes during the opera scene personally. We don't really know anything about her other than her brief backstory with the Empire, but I would say that this is the first opportunity that she had to truly be herself. This is backed up by the fact that Celes' speech pattern changes here. In the Japanese version, she uses neutral or masculine language more or less until the opera. Celes really hasn't had the opportunity to be a woman because she's like a tool of the Empire, kind of like Terra. So during the opera scene, she dresses up, lets her hair down, and starts talking like a woman, more obvious in the Japanese text anyway. And she plays an emotional role where she's waiting for her love to return. That's supposed to symbolize a change in her. So again, while this isn't really reflected well in the English version, the symbolism is there at least, and it's really powerful stuff. Alright, number 3 is going to be Cyan. Cyan hails from the kingdom of Doma, which was decimated by the Empire's poisonous attack. Seeking vengeance for his fallen comrades and lord and his family, Cyan joins the party in their quest against the Empire and Kefka. Despite his stoic exterior, Cyan harbors deep grief and guilt over his past failures, particularly regarding his family's death. His journey is one of redemption and self-forgiveness as he learns to overcome his inner demons, find purpose in protecting his newfound friends. I mean, the whole ghost train thing is just enough to bring a man to tears, especially if you're a dad like me. Not only does his family get taken from him, but then for him to see them again on the ghost train crossing to the other side, it's really emotional stuff. Okay, there's 2 left. If you know the game, you know the last 2 characters here. Which way do you think it's going to go? I'm interested to know your thoughts, so don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what order your list would be in. Alright, number 2 is going to be Sabin. Sabin is a strong and determined martial artist and twin brother of Edgar. Sabin initially rejects his royal upbringing to pursue a life of martial arts training. He joins the party in their fight against the Empire, utilizing his incredibly strong physique and mastery of the blitz technique, which if you play the game like me, it's totally overpowered by the end of the game. Well, I mean, it should be anyway. Sabin's journey is one of self-discovery and redemption, like other characters in the game, as he grapples with his sense of duty to protect the innocent and confronts his past traumas. His unwavering loyalty to his brother and commitment to justice make him a great ally and beloved character of the game. He also suplexes his train. I really don't need to say anything more than that. Okay, coming in at number 1, my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy VI is going to be Edgar. Edgar is a charismatic and resourceful prince and the ruler of Figaro. Edgar is fiercely dedicated to protecting his kingdom and its people from the Empire's aggression. Despite his flirtatious and lighthearted demeanor, I mean, even some people would go to say that he's a womanizer, Edgar is actually a skilled technician and strategist, often using his clever plans to outmaneuver his foes. His loyalty to his twin brother Sabin is unwavering, and together they form a formidable duo in the fight against the Empire. One of the more powerful scenes of Edgar is in a flashback scene where the 2 brothers are trying to figure out what to do after their father dies, who becomes king, who retains their freedom. They do so with a coin toss. Now, it's later revealed that Edgar actually has a double-headed coin. Edgar knew his brother didn't want to stay in the kingdom, but the only way he would walk away with a clear conscience is if Sabin believed it was fate. Now, this was him taking the responsibility, or perhaps the burden of the crown, so his brother could have his freedom. And the double-headed coin trick comes back when Setzer steals Celes after the opera scene. Celes proposes a coin toss to either marry Setzer or have him help the party. Of course, Setzer accepts, Celes makes the coin toss, and Setzer notices that it has 2 heads after it comes up in Celes' favor. Of course, being amused by the trick, he agrees to help anyway. If Edgar is in the party during the sequence, Celes steps aside for a moment and borrows the coin from him. And if Sabin is also in the party, he realizes what Edgar did in the past with it. And I love the chemistry of the 2 brothers in the game, making for some of my favorite characters in all of Final Fantasy VI. That's my list and I'm sticking to it, so if you have any thoughts, leave a comment down below. Hit the playlist here so you can see some more of my ranking videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching.